special council meeting of the 22nd of October 2019 open at 6:02 p.m. We'd like to start by acknowledging the Whadjuk people, the traditional owners of the land, and we'd like to pay our respect to elders both past and present. Just for your information, tonight's council meeting is being recorded. A copy of the audio recording shall be available on the city's website within 72 hours of this meeting. And the remainder of the disclaimer, I believe, and there it is, can be seen on screen. I just wanted to start quickly by acknowledging our two new councillors, Mark Bain and Craig Sweeney, and welcome them to council, acknowledge their effort in getting here. And also wanted to acknowledge the returning councillors, Councillor Holland, Councillor Kunzer and Councillor Jacobs for the successful recent campaign. So congratulations to you all. Just at item 2, apologies. There are no apologies this evening at item 2.1. Approved leave of absence. There is a approved leave of absence was granted at the ordinary council meeting of the 15th of October. That was Councillor Kunzer for the period 6th of November 2019 to the 14th of November 2019 inclusive. Disclosures of interest. I'll just ask the CEO to advise me of any disclosures of interest received. Mr. CEO.
Thank you, Mayor. I have not received either a declaration of financial direct or indirect, or proximity or impartiality interest for tonight. Thank you.
I'll just move then to item number 4. The reason why we're here tonight, the main reason is to fill the vacant position of Deputy Mayor for the City of Canning for the period 2019 to 2021. It's a 2-year period. I'll now hand over to the meeting to the CEO, who, as our returning officer for the election, will guide us through tonight's order of business of electing the City's City of Canning Deputy Mayor. Mr. CEO.
Thank you, Mayor. The process relating to the election of the Deputy Mayor has been detailed in the agenda, and I shall take a moment to explain the procedure for the benefit of all here tonight. Nominations for the office of Deputy Mayor are to be received in writing on the form provided, and I have received 3 nominations tonight. The names of candidates for the position of Deputy Mayor shall be listed on the ballot paper in alphabetical order. Each candidate shall have the opportunity to address the Council in support of their nomination for a maximum of 3 minutes. Where there is more than one nomination, there will be a secret ballot conducted as if elected members were electors voting at the election. The CEO, with support from the City's governance team, will count the ballot papers to determine the result. The result of the vote shall be disclosed. In the event of a tied vote, this meeting will be closed and a further special council meeting will commence within 15 minutes after the closure. That will be at the determination of the Mayor. When the second special council meeting commences, I will again call for nominations and the process as previously described shall be repeated. In the event of a further tied vote, the CEO, me, will place the names of the tied candidates in a receptacle, I think, and draw out a name which shall be declared elected to the position of Deputy Mayor. I have received the following nominations for the office of Deputy Mayor: Councillor J. Jacobs, Councillor Yasso Y. Panatharai, Councillor B. Kunzer. Are there any further nominations? You, Councillor Holland.
Councillor Holland.
Yes, I'll be nominated.
Are there any further nominations? Okay, I'll wait until Councillor Holland has provided his written nomination. It is now 6:07 and I will close the nominations for the position of Deputy Mayor. I confirm we have received nominations for the position of Deputy Mayor, which are to be listed on the ballot paper in the following order: Councillor J. Jacobs, Councillor L. Holland. No, Councillor Holland first, Councillor Jacobs second. Sorry about that. Forgot my alphabet. Councillor B. Kunza, Councillor Y. Panotharai. I will now invite the nominees to speak for 3 minutes in support of their nomination for Deputy Mayor, and we'll do it in the order, alphabetical order. So, Councillor Jacobs. Oh, Councillor Holland.
I'd just like to start by saying A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I'm not going to take up the whole 3 minutes. I would just like to say that whoever is elected, the members, it's incumbent upon the members here to elect the person they think is best for the job. It's not a popularity thing, it's not a political line thing or anything like that. It's who you think is best for the job. I've shown my credentials before when I held the position under the previous mayor. I think people know me, but please just vote on who you think will be the best for the job. I'm not going to go on any further. Thanks, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Holland. I now invite Councillor Jacobs to speak.
Thank you, CEO. I'm also going to start with some alphabet. It's EED, and that's what I offer. I bring effort, energy, and dedication. Over the last 4 years, representing Canning, I've offered robust representation to my ward and to the city as a greater entity. I'm the only member to have completed the Welga Diploma of Local Government, which I think will put me in excellent stead for the position of Deputy Mayor that I'm aspiring to. In the recent election, I got 2,766 votes. So I'd argue that I'm the second most votes of anyone present here, apart from the Mayor. I can offer 150% effort and dedication to this role. As I'm a freelance interpreter, I can prioritise the job. So if, for example, if there's a citizenship ceremony at 5 p.m, I can make it. I can guarantee you that I'll be where I need to be, and if the Mayor can't make it, I'll be there. I'll be reliable, and I'll give this job 150%. I also provide balance between the wards. If you know, the other members that are nominating are from the other side of the river. I think it's important politically to have that balance between the two sides of the river. It's a vote tonight. I think also you do need to vote for who you think is the best councillor, but you also need to invest in the city, the future of the city. And I think there's some candidates here tonight that can offer an investment in the next generation of leadership in Canning. So thanks very much, ladies and gentlemen, and councillors, for your time. I've taken up 1 minute, 50 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Jacobs. I now invite Councillor Kunza to speak.
Thank you, Mr. CEO, and I'd like to start by firstly congratulating Mr. Mayor for your appointment. Well done. To Councillor Bain and Councillor Sweeney, well done on your campaigns and congratulations. Looking forward to working with you both. I think we all are. And to Councillor Holland and Councillor Jacobs, well done on your re-election to council. And good evening to everyone else. Look, it's a real privilege to put my hand up to stand here tonight as the Deputy Mayor and to be the Deputy Mayor of this great city. I haven't made the decision lightly. In fact, this is the first time I've stood to be the Mayor or Deputy Mayor, mainly because 4 years ago I wanted to really focus on making sure I learnt the role of a councillor as well as I could. I wanted to do the best job that I could, and I feel like I did do that. I hope that many of you around this table agree that I held myself professionally and conducted the role in the way it should have been done. I've made sure that I've come to council prepared for each meeting. I've been across the reports. I understand the standing orders and I speak up on issues that I'm passionate about. One thing that I think will help me if I was to be elected Deputy Mayor is over the last 2 years I've been the Deputy Chair of the Wowga South East Zone meeting, which is very similar. When Mayor Sue Doherty, who was the Chair at the time, when she was away or unavailable, I conducted the meetings, and they're very similar to this, standing orders, they have agendas, and I filled in that role. The only difference really is around the table is mayors and councillors from other local governments, our neighbouring ones. Now, I obviously work well with the Mayor, but I think the important part of a Deputy Mayor is that you're there to stand up when the Mayor is unavailable and away. And I feel as though I'm at the point where I can step into that role well and do a good job. Now, in recognising there might be reservations, given that Councillor Patrick Hall and I represented Bannister Ward together, I would highlight that he is now not a councillor in Bannister Ward, and he is in fact a Wilson resident representing the entire city of Canning. And I don't think that that'll be an issue going forward. In fact, I'm actually the only Bannister Ward councillor here tonight, and I'm looking forward to having the election, and hopefully I'll work well with whoever may be picked, elected by the local people, and work well advocating for our ward and the greater city of Canning. For now, though, I hope I can be judged on what I bring to the table, what I've done so far, and what I hope to do in the future if I was lucky enough to be elected Deputy Mayor by you all. Some of you may have come in with ideas of who you may or may not support, but the great thing that I'm excited about is we have a fresh council here. Good opportunities to use your conscience votes, as Councillor Holland said, to back who you think who would be the best person to stand up as Deputy Mayor. And I'd really appreciate if you can support me. But if not, I look forward to working with you all in the future. It's going to be a good few years, and I'd support the Mayor and Deputy Mayor, whoever it would be. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Kunza. We shall now conduct the election of Deputy. Oh, my apologies, Councillor Panotharai. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. CEO, and I would like to congratulate our new Mayor, Patrick Hall, and the new councillors and the council, and also good evening to all the management staff and the families and friends in the gallery. So my name is Yaso Ponuthroi. I represent Belia Ward, which is most of the Willetton area. I have worked in City of Perth for 7 years in the operational area. Then I moved on to the resource sector in capital projects. So my background in studies is Bachelor of Commerce in Accounting and Technologies and MBA in Project Management. Why that is important, we sit in the Internal Audit Risk Committee and we make sure our ratepayers' money is spent ethically and in the best interest of theirs. So I'm passionate about the corporate social responsibilities. So that's why I almost changed my career from working in the corporate sector and chose myself to run for the Belia Ward and to contribute to our communities. So beside the hardcore business, I'm also a performing artist, and I work very closely in connecting the communities in the arts form. So one of the initiatives I have done in the last 2 years of my being the elected member in City of Canning, I have initiated Women in Canning, which is very important to be empowering women. Obviously, right now we have 2 women left in this council. Hopefully we will encourage more women to run in these local government elections to represent women in, because we have 50% of our population are women in City of Canning out of 94,000. So I definitely believe in empowering women is absolutely important. I'm also be supporting all the sports clubs in starting up Women's League. So beside that, I've also initiated that we should be looking at an arts precinct in Willetton. These are some of the examples I'm giving. I also have sat a number of youth entrepreneurship panels. The most important role as a deputy, I'll be assisting the mayor and most of the leadership roles, and in his absence, attending any of the meetings. Also, I would like to mention that I also represent CALD community, culturally and linguistically diversity community. So as one of those members, I do understand, because we have 40% of people in Canning speak English as second language, including myself. So that will be absolutely very important for the mayor and the management and the communities to working together. So I probably bring a holistic skills and experience to bring the entire council and working with our new mayor and the management. So on this note, I would like to ask all my colleagues to support in electing the deputy mayor, and you can put my vote for me. And if not, I'll still be working with whomever is elected. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Panathrai. Now, we will conduct the election for Deputy Mayor. Governance officers will now provide a ballot paper for you to complete, which is to be placed in the ballot box. That's to my right and your left. When all votes have been cast, they'll be tallied and the results will be announced. Councillors in gallery, I'm not going to try and call that in alphabetical order, but the way I've received it. Councillor Holland has received 2 votes. Councillor Jacobs has received 3 votes. Councillor Kunza has received 3 votes, and Councillor Panathrai has received 2 votes. We therefore have equality or equal votes for Councillor Jacobs and Councillor Kunza. I'll now hand over to the Mayor. Oh, sorry, let me read this. So in accordance with Schedule 2.3 Clause 9(1) of the Local Government Act 1995, a further special council meeting is to be held for the purposes of casting a second vote for the position of Deputy Mayor 15 minutes or less after the closure of this meeting. I now hand back to the Mayor for the remainder of the business of the special council meeting.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll continue with the meeting just very quickly. There will be a 10-minute break after the completion of this meeting. Then we'll reconvene with a second council meeting, special council meeting. Item 5, the time set aside for public is public question time. The time set aside for public question time is 15 minutes, which may be extended if necessary. For recording purposes, please state your name and address and then proceed to ask your question. Those questions must be in relation to tonight's agenda. Do we have any questions from the gallery? If there are no questions, I'll continue. At item 6, the receiving of petitions, presentations and deputations. There are no petitions. We have no presentations this evening. Deputations, there are none. Reports, there are none. I wish to advise elected members, CEO, directors, officers and members of the public gallery that are present. As I said earlier, a special council meeting for the purpose of holding a second vote for the position of Deputy Mayor will be held 10 minutes from the closure of this meeting. I now declare this meeting closed at 6:23 p.m. Thank you. We'll reconvene in 10 minutes.